Jinger Duggar's life may appear the most different from the lives of all the Duggar children who have escaped from the Institute in Basic Life Principles. She and her husband Jeremy Vuolo have established a family in California, far from her family. Since then, she has been seen wearing and engaging in activities that would have been completely taboo at home, such as watching a show she recently admitted to being a huge fan of. Over the weekend, Jinger gave her Instagram stories followers a glimpse inside her weekend routine, and one particular moment stood out. She was brewing coffee in a mug that bore the emblem of Luke's Diner, the famous eatery where Gilmore Girls Lorelai and Rory frequently dine. The fact that Jinger loves the show is something that many find perplexing. This was brought out by one of her detractors in a Reddit post. Of course, millions of people love this mother-daughter drama. However, the characters' lives diverge greatly from what Jinger was taught as a child, and they go through story aspects that she might not agree with even now. While some reviewers speculated that she might simply like it a comfort show, or that she might connect to Lorelai and Rory's coffee fixation, others had more profound thoughts. She is definitely experiencing a delayed adolescence, just like her adult siblings. As a millennial woman, I adore Gilmore Girls because I was a lifelong fan and because I was never subjected to religious strictures as a child. Other reviewers said, Gilmore Girls is straightforward. All Jinger wants is to be accepted by the average female. I remember when she posted that she was watching it, and I wondered how on earth she followed a show with that many pop culture references, noted one critic. Is it every 3 minutes that she pulls over and uses Google? Did Jeremy tell her what it is? Jinger has expressed her admiration for the show before. In an Instagram Q&A from 2023, Jinger mentioned that Seinfeld, Gilmore Girls, and Pawn Stars were her favorite shows at the time. Famous reality TV star Jinger Duggar has a long history of public speaking out for what she believes in and her love for her family. She is most recognized for her roles in the 19 Kids and Counting On series. A recent confession, though, caught her followers off guard when she admitted to loving a TV show that her father, Jim Bob Duggar, would probably frown upon. The Duggar family frequently sought Jim Bob's approval when it came to media and entertainment choices, thanks to his conservative values and control over his children's life. Jinger, on the other hand, has grown increasingly self-reliant. Her most recent TV show Obsession reflects her changing values and character. Jinger Duggar's TV show Obsession. An unsettling reveal. What began it all was Jinger Duggar, now known as Jinger Vuolo, taking to social media to discuss a TV show she and her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, had been watching. Despite the show's widespread appeal, her father would never approve of it. This particular show? It's The Bachelor. The post by Jinger, in which she raved about the reality dating show, went viral. Her excitement shone through as she spoke about the show's dramatic and entertaining over-the-top dates, unavoidable turmoil, and continual surprises. She opened up about how she and Jeremy had grown to love watching the show together, analyzing the participants' relationships, and speculating on the unpredictable story twists. Many of Jinger's fans, especially those who have been following the Duggars for a long time, were shocked by this news. It appeared like Jinger's confession challenged some of the long-held ideas of her conservative family, who had strong standards for what could and could not be watched as entertainment. The conservative media preferences of the Duggar family. Even in their entertainment choices, the Duggar family maintained their reputation for unwavering Christian devotion. The Duggar parents, Jim, Bob, and Michelle, had strict rules about what their big family could and could not watch or read. Many of the Duggar children have spoken out about how they were protected from media that could be deemed unethical or inappropriate by their parents, despite the fact that the reality shows featuring the family highlighted their conservative lifestyle. For the Duggar children, life revolved around religious teachings, modesty, and conventional gender norms. A lot of the Duggar kids were brought up to be wary of what the outside world had to offer in terms of entertainment, thus shows that glorified contemporary dating, romance, or casual relationships were mostly off-limits in the house. The change in Jinger's TV viewing habits is a microcosm of the bigger change in her life, which is defined by her increasing desire for autonomy and her readiness to break free of the constraints imposed by her family. Despite her parents' disapproval, Jinger has become more accepting of modern values and ways of life through her educational pursuits, fashion choices, and general openness. The road to self-sufficiency. Jinger's story. Jinger's admiration for the show The Bachelor is just the latest example of how her changing personality has delighted her followers. Jeremy Vuolo was her 2016 wedding date, and since then, Jinger has grown apart from her parents' more conventional views. After leaving the conservative environment of the Duggar family's hometown in Arkansas, the couple settled in Los Angeles, a city renowned for its progressive beliefs. In addition to her newfound taste in media, Jinger has finally broken free of her childhood restrictions and adopted a more fashion-forward style. Jinger, who was famous for her modest wardrobe selections in her TV days, has subsequently branched out into more current and fashionable pieces that are still modest but show her distinct flair. Similar to her recent obsession with specific television series, this change in her appearance reflects her yearning for greater freedom of choice and expression. Jinger has been forthright about her search for a Christian identity as an adult, while yet holding fast to her Christian beliefs. She now takes a more sophisticated and autonomous stance on her values as a result of her openness about how her views have changed over time. Another example of Jinger's readiness to question the rigid norms imposed by her upbringing is her viewing of The Bachelor, a program that frequently depicts dating and relationships in a way that many conservative Christians could find objectionable. What gives The Bachelor its unique appeal? In case you haven't seen it, The Bachelor follows one man as he goes on dates with a bunch of women in all sorts of exciting and, at times, romantic locations. The show's climax occurs when The Bachelor selects one woman to propose to after each participant is eliminated each week based on their ties to him. The show's conservative creator, Jim Bob Duggar, would probably find the show's depiction of casual relationships, dramatic tensions, and over-the-top theatrics disturbing. Why then would Jinger, a woman who came from a very traditional family, want to watch a show that runs against everything she learned? One explanation could be that Jinger has grown up and seen more of the world, which has given her a broader perspective and made her more open to new kinds of entertainment. Without a doubt, The Bachelor is a fun way for Jinger to relax and unwind from her hectic existence. And since she wants to find her own identity outside from her family, the show's lighter, more contemporary take on relationships might be just what she's been looking for. Jinger's amusement at the show shows that she can laugh at herself and accept the ridiculousness of reality TV. Although some may view The Bachelor as a mere guilty pleasure, Jinger's willingness to admit her passion for the show demonstrates her self-confidence and her fearlessness in enjoying something that may not conform to societal expectations. The reactions of the fans, supportive, albeit mixed, has been the reaction from Jinger's legion of supporters. Some have marveled at Jinger's courage to try new things, while others have wondered how she can balance her devotion to The Bachelor with her traditional family values. But many have lauded her for being genuine and unflinchingly herself, even when it means deviating from the typical Duggar model. This revelation is viewed by Jinger's admirers as a positive indicator of her personal progress and independence. As a reminder that we are all capable of growing and changing, it also encourages us to make our own decisions, even if they go against our familial or societal norms. Jinger is demonstrating her autonomy and determination by expressing her affection for a TV show that her father would probably disapprove of. In summary, more than just a trivial matter, Jinger Duggar's fondness for The Bachelor mirrors her quest for autonomy and self-discovery. Jinger, in her ongoing process of self-discovery, is rejecting the rigid norms of her childhood in favor of a freer, more independent way of living. An inspiration to anybody who may likewise feel restricted by the expectations of their families or communities, her affection for a TV show that her father would probably disapprove of is a daring declaration of her determination to enjoy life on her own terms. Indulging in a guilty pleasure or two is sometimes a necessary part of human growth, as Jinger Duggar is demonstrating with her developing ideas, dress choices, and latest TV program infatuation.